Hey everyone, Norman Douglas with the Kansas Bankruptcy Center. Our phone number is 316-448-1028, and of course you can find us online or Facebook or YouTube at kansasbankruptcycenter.com is the website, of course. We offer free consultations, right? So if you're concerned or if you about your finances or if you're contemplating bankruptcy, give us a call. It's free. It's the only thing you can get out of it is information, and hopefully information that you don't already have so you can make a decision. Today we're going to talk about that a little bit, in that sometimes people are not afraid necessarily, but they're a little skeptical or they're a little nervous, maybe a little anxiety about calling a bankruptcy attorney and speaking with them about their situation. Okay. At the Kansas Bankruptcy Center, we try to make it as easy for you as we can. All right. Whenever you call or send us an email, something, we will schedule you for a 30-minute consultation. It will be, at a time that, of course, you can attend. We can do it by phone, or we can do it in person here at the office. If you come into the office, we will hand you basically a questionnaire or an evaluation or information sheet. That sheet will have, your basic information: name, address, phone number, email, etc. And then it will also ask you some questions regarding whether or not you filed bankruptcy in the past. It will ask you income information, because that's an important part of bankruptcy, to see what you qualify for. It'll ask you, do you own your own house? Do you own vehicles? How many? Are you current on those items? It'll also go through, what do you think the credit card bills are that you owe, the medical bills, whether or not you owe taxes, child support, alimony, student loans, criminal restitution, those types of things. So a lot of times people are like, I don't know exactly what I owe. And I don't know the exact amounts. In our initial consultation, that stuff's really not that important. What I do need to know is kind of an idea. So if you come in and you say, I think I have about $50,000 in credit card debt, then that's good enough for the purposes of the evaluation. The purpose is for me to just kind of talk with you, see where you're at, kind of maybe see how you got there, to determine, what the background reason is, if you will, and then determine whether or not bankruptcy is a good fit. There are times when people come in and they think they have a lot of debt, and I sit down with them and we look at it, and their income level is here and their debt is pretty small. Then a lot of times I'll refer you to a local place who does credit counseling, because sometimes if you can get that budget in order, there's no reason to file a bankruptcy. Other times, the debt's here, the income's down here, and you need to file. And in those situations, I'll tell you that as well. So the initial consultation is really just to kind of sit down and talk with you, get to know you a little bit, go through kind of the big picture ideas and the big picture of kind of what do you owe, how much do you owe, when did you buy that vehicle, who the creditor is, and kind of go through some of the details as we talk through it. If you decide to hire us, and decide to go through the bankruptcy process, then what happens is I will send you home with a packet. It'll have a questionnaire, it'll have bankruptcy disclosures, all the legal stuff. And then in that questionnaire is kind of where we dive deep and get into, the actual amounts and the account numbers and all the information that I need to prepare your bankruptcy case. Once that questionnaire and that packet is returned to us, then we can really kind of, like I said earlier, dive deep into it and look and see if there's any issues that might arise after you file your bankruptcy. And that's kind of one of the distinguishing things about hiring a bankruptcy attorney as opposed to doing it pro se or can't talk today, doing it pro se on your own, is that, anybody can file a bankruptcy pro se, anybody can file a divorce pro se. You can write your own will, right? You can go on the internet and write your own will. The difference is that when you hire an attorney to do those things, we are trained to find those issues that may or may not arise to a problem in the case. Have you transferred money to family, friends? Have you paid back loans to family and friends? What is the account balances? Those types of things, tax returns, etc. So what you're paying me for is our knowledge of basically what are the problems that you're going to run into if you do file a bankruptcy. And of course to prepare and go to the hearing with you and whatnot. So, but as far as initial consultation, just give us a call. You'll come in, like I said, and today I'm in a sport coat. Normally I'm pretty relaxed. Normally I'm pretty casual. I'll wear a polo. And I think that just comes from years of not being a lawyer when I was growing up, and throughout my 20s, if you will, being in the military, working at an aircraft plant and whatnot. And so I find that people are more comfortable, if I'm not in a stuffy suit and tie every day, and I'm more comfortable as well. So come in, talk to me, and we'll figure out where to go from there if we need to go anywhere. All right. So again, Norman Douglas, I'm the attorney at the Kansas Bankruptcy Center. You can find us online at kansasbankruptcycenter.com, Facebook, YouTube, kind of some Instagram, but not really. We are a debt relief agency, of course, so we help people file underneath the bankruptcy code. Legal disclaimer is this is not advice, okay? Lawyers can't give you advice. We shouldn't give you advice, if you will, until you hire us and retain us to be your lawyer so we can look at your unique circumstances. This is pretty much information you can get on the internet. I'm just trying to do videos to make it a little bit easier for you to find, hopefully a little more entertaining to watch,